Hey, welcome back to Working Class Freedom. I'm the Bearded Turtle, and today we're going to be talking crypto with my brother while we go fishing. So come along and we'll see how it goes.
Working class freedom.
Let's start off with what's your opinion on Bitcoin?
My opinion on
Yeah.
Bitcoin? Obviously, the American dollar is doomed, no
Right.
matter how you look at it. It's kind of just a question of what's going to be the new world currency. Because right now, obviously, the American dollar is based in oil, and world runs on oil.
Yeah.
As the world stops relying on oil, which, by the way, oil's at a really low right now.
Is it?
Uh-huh.
Why is my gas prices so high then?
Well, we're not
I
relatively.
know.
I mean, we're not like COVID low on oil prices, but
What do you think is going to be the best?
well, I think gold's never going to go anywhere. I mean, as far as it's been the most valuable thing to man as far as currency wise through any age, at
Right.
least European wise.
Yeah, gold's definitely pretty hard. But did you
Um,
hear about they figured out how to transmute lead into gold?
oh yeah,
It's only like one particle, but
yeah, we have real alchemy in today's world.
yeah,
But of course, the
that's not
cost effectiveness, the
effective
cost it
anyway.
takes to do that,
Right? Yeah,
energy it consumes is more than what the gold's worth.
it'd be 100 years
So,
before it's actually usable.
yeah.
So, what are our choices for something besides dollar bill? We got gold,
So,
we got Bitcoin.
the way the world's going, I think the Chinese have the most up and coming, most economic stability.
So BRICS.
Yeah, the BRICS nations, Chinese being the leading.
And BRICS is backed by gold. Is that how that works?
They're supposed to be backing BRICS by gold. Ow! Let me see.
Oof, careful. My thoughts on it is, like it's really hard to buy bricks right now
Yeah,
in America.
they make it very difficult because they don't want you, investing in opposing countries
Right.
other than NATO. Driver's side.
Yeah, so that's super hard to get. Gold is pretty hard to get, and you got to have at least a couple $100 to even try.
Oh hell!
Nothing. What?
It wasn't under the thing.
Oh, accessibility is a big one for me with Bitcoin. That's kind of the only reason I ever got into it in the beginning. Was I had $10 and I can't get a brokerage to to start
Yeah,
investing in stocks or whatever if I only
yeah,
have $10. And so I got into Bitcoin because it was only $10 to start. And what it's become, like sitting there and watching every step of everybody being like, oh, it'll never make it past 10K, and then it'll never make it past 50K, and then now 100, and now they're saying a million. We'll never make it past a million, which I see it. Yeah, I see it going to a million plus for sure.
it'll go to a million. I mean, maybe it won't be until our retirement age, but
Right.
yeah,
It could be sooner, but yeah, I don't expect it to be anything soon. But the thing about it though is that if when it actually starts to be used as Bitcoin is supposed to be used, where you're self custody of your own money and all that, you don't have a bank holding on to it for you.
still bleeding.
Let's see.
If it's not bleeding, you don't need it
I think
anyway.
you're good.
Down by the river.
Yeah. So it's a wild world out there, but the way that it's it's happening. How the government fought it because it was, they didn't want it, and now that they can't stop it because they've tried to kill it, which was the whole point of it, is it's unkillable and it's your own custodian coin. You don't have to send it through Western Union to send anywhere. You don't have to have all the things that banks
Yeah,
make
you're
you
not
have.
using a company or a bank to
Right.
use
And it
Bitcoin.
will get to that point where banks are going to start holding Bitcoin for you, which will be good. And a lot of people are going to use it
Yeah.
because it is scary to like have your coins in a little thing and you're like, okay, I can't lose this or it's gone forever. And a lot of people don't want to deal with that. But the people that do want to put their money under their mattress, hey, Dad, they can put it in there a lot better.
I think gold's is the standard. Bitcoin is the digital standard. The American dollar, is the fiat standard.
Right.
Um, Sooner or later, the fiat system just isn't going to work.
Yeah, and it seems like the fiat system is sooner than later gonna be useless. The way that they're printing money and we're gonna put a stop to that, and they haven't for a minute, but they're gonna open the gates up again and it's gonna go wild.
Yeah.
But what they
Well,
printed in COVID just kind of wrecked it. Even if they don't print anymore, it's already screwed basically.
heck, we just got done printing a little more.
Did we?
Yeah. In the past year, the cost of gold has doubled, which,
Yeah.
if that doesn't tell you, the slowest moving thing you can buy, most stable thing you can buy, is doubling in a year. That doesn't tell you that your cash is worthless. Nothing will.
Right, yeah. And it's like all these people thinking all these things are being worth more, but it's just because the dollar bill is now worth less. This recession that's been looming for 6 years or more, and it's like
Yeah.
I feel like it's been
We just keep faking our way
12
out of it.
years. It's just been looming, and yeah, I mean, like, COVID really reset quite a bit, but it really didn't do the damage that it was supposed to. Like the government has floated it still, so it's still
Yeah.
hanging on. The market is still bigger and better than ever. Far into the future, past you're breaking it already. You just got it hooked up.
I'd made the same mistake.
Oh no! Basically, the way that the world's going, there kind of has to be a new way that money is made and money is spent.
Yeah,
And the old way just doesn't work anymore.
I do think it's going to come down to Bitcoin or BRICS as being the new reigning supreme. Or maybe not exactly Bitcoin, but maybe a more efficient altcoin of Bitcoin.
Yeah, but the difference though they might be more efficient and more whatever, but it's like gold. So like if you're saying like a more efficient coin could do better than Bitcoin, but it's just like gold because gold is not efficient to spend at the store. You don't go and just
Yeah.
bite off your little nuggets off the quarter that you got and spit it into the pan anymore.
That's exactly why we started doing coins. But
Right.
BRICS is supposed to be gold backed.
Yeah, but you're still trusting that it's supposed to be gold backed. And you're trusting them to be the custodian of that.
The dollar was gold backed when America became the world economic power.
Yeah. The temporary thing that was supposed to last.
We temporarily came off it, and then we voted, or well, I guess we didn't really vote. They voted.
It never went back, yeah.
To never go off.
Just keep printing it, man, and then fractional reserve banking. Oh yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, why stop now?
So I see that
addicts.
BRICS could be a good way for the governments to have their money and stuff, but America's going to fight that tooth and nail. They're going to want their their currency to be the one to survive. But I feel like this whole new thing with the crypto, they've given up on the dollar. They know it sucks, and they know that they can't be anything else. It's not going to work in the long run. It's got a limited time before it is dead. Dude, you can't even get the thing in the water.
Yeah, we're in a. Can this guy get a line in the water before the video's over? We will see.
Yeah.
Will and when will the dollar collapse? We will see. It's just like the government will probably collapse the same time the dollar does. Man, they're kind of.
But see, they're kind of jumping into the Bitcoin so that the government doesn't have to collapse.
Let's get a hook in JD's head.
He's fishing.
Yeah.
Need help.
You can figure it out. Just make sure it's not tangled when you cast. It's good. You're good to go. Go fish.
World of tech. You know, if the world shuts down, the EMP hits us, and we all go dark, then we'll grab our backpacks. But until then, I feel like
Golden backpacks.
crypto's gonna go places. A lot of people, Bitcoin's the only coin that's worth even trying, and everything else is a scam and all that. And a lot of them are because they're trying to one up Bitcoin, which they still don't have the supply. They have way more supply, and they don't have the name. It's been, it's done, put its flag in the ground and said, "Hey, look at me,
Bitcoin is
$100,000 a coin. Try to beat me." And I don't think there's anything that can. Even if there are things that are going to work better and maybe in different ways, they're still not going to be Bitcoin because the limited supply is just dead on. Because like you can't make more, and we're so close to running out already. Even though there's still 100 years of mining to be done, the amount of mining gets so low that it's just basically like it won't be on the exchanges for much longer. I feel like after this cycle, maybe the next cycle, you won't be able to buy Bitcoin over the exchanges. It'll have to be like peer-to-peer person selling it to you, which nobody's going to want to sell it for garbage dollars.
I don't think they'll ever take it to where you can't buy it, because if that ever happened, then it's no longer a currency, no longer has value if it's not tradable. The more excessive,
it'll be traded, but the point of
Bitcoin has gone up in value. The more tradable it is, the more usable it is, and gives it more value.
Not really. It's just how much will people pay for it, because they want it that bad. They'll pay this much money for it.
Yeah,
and if you think about where it's like gold, you just store it in your safe, and when you feel like you need some more money or whatever, you want to cash in, then you cash it in and you sell it to somebody that wants it.
I mean, I don't think peer-to-peer will ever stop. I think that and I also don't think it'll ever stop being on an exchange, because the exchanges make money via the selling.
But what happens when the exchange sells it all?
Well,
they're
also buying it.
Nobody's selling anymore so nobody can buy it.
I mean, people are always going to sell it. I mean, otherwise, it doesn't have value.
Well, it does, but like I just mean, or there'll be like a very big limit to where you can only buy so much per day or week or whatever.
I think certain exchanges will probably put in rules that you can, the same way you go to the bank, like you can't withdraw more than $20,000 at any bank.
But why can't you buy gold from a bank?
Because they don't have it there on hand, and it's the same thing with the exchange. The exchange is going to be like, okay, well, let me go find somebody that has enough. I'm going to buy it. That's why the exchanges will never stop, because I'm going to go find someone. I'm going to buy as much as you're asking for, make my little bit of profit, and then sell it back to you. And so the exchanges are never going to go away because of that reason.
Yeah, Bitcoin will be it'll be a one that is hard to find. It's going to be the shadowless Charizard.
Yeah.
Like where they would want it, and if they can get it, they will buy it as much as they can. But then they're going to want to hang on to it, and they're not going to want to sell it for whatever. But it's like
There's always going to be
people are so worried about Bitcoin being the currency that it needs to be or whatever, to where I can change you 50 cents or $10,000 or anywhere in between. But it's also turning into like the that it's more of a store of value. It's just you need to hold on to it because later it's gonna gain more money. But it's also something like not more than it's just gonna gain more money. It's like, what do I do because my dollar bills are garbage, and I have a whole bunch of dollar bills, and if I put them in a safe, then 5 to 10 years from now, if I pull them back out, they're gonna be worth way less than they are now.
yeah. Whereas with gold
And
or
so that's like, so
Bitcoin,
I buy a house, or I buy gold, or
yeah.
I buy Bitcoin.
asset like
Pretty
anything.
much all you can do.
It's kind of that simple. What's a liability? What's an asset? A liability is anything that's going to decrease in value by owning it, and anything that's an asset is something that's going to increase in value by owning it.
Right.
Like, you can own stocks in a company, and it can be either a liability or an asset. Yeah, technically it's both, and it proves which one it's going to be depending on if it rises or falls in value.
Right.
Like, gold could be a liability. If there's no food in the world, and people are so desperate they'll exchange a brick of gold for a loaf of bread, then obviously gold is more of a liability than an asset at that point.
Right.
So, because it's decreased in value from what it was.
Right. Yeah, and if if something like food can be so expensive, then we're just kind of all screwed, except for the dollar bill will make it that way. But it'll be like Zimbabwe dollars. Have you seen the wheelbarrows of money that they do? Have you seen that in Zimbabwe?
Yep. Their
See,
monetary value just
I
collapsed.
can see that happening to the U.S. dollar.
Yeah.
And then they'll change it to where like, oh well, now you have a $10,000 note instead of $100 note, and like,
So it's like during the fall of any empire, like the Chinese Empire, the Roman Empire, like America's the current empire, and it's about to fall.
right,
We know that. There's always been a transition period where there isn't a set, new monetary value that everyone uses, and so for a time period, everyone goes back to the trade, back to the more primitive trade lifestyle. Like, you're trading fish for bread, whatever.
right,
Services for goods. You have your basic form of trading until a new currency that everyone accepts is adopted, and so it's kind of just a race. Is it going to be Bitcoin? Is it going to be BRICS? Is it going to be some other form of? Because BRICS is attached to gold, so it's kind of Bitcoin and gold. It's one or the other,
right.
in some form or another.
Yeah, and I still feel like gold's always gonna still be a strong asset forever. I mean,
Gold's
even if
a
we find
physical
an
asset.
asteroid that's just full of it, it's still gonna cost us lots of money to get it, and so it's still gonna be expensive, even though the supply doesn't really run out like it does with Bitcoin. So with Bitcoin running out, it's gonna be different than anything else, and it'll be like a collectible that no longer is in. They're not making any more of these, and so if you didn't get them, you got to go find a seller, a collector that has some that will sell it to you.
Yeah, Bitcoin is it's the asset. It's technically more valuable in gold in the sense that there isn't going to be any more. We know what the limit's going to be, and that's the set limit. It's not less valuable than gold, but it's a more risky asset than gold.
Yeah, it is more risky, and it definitely fluctuates a lot more right now. But it's also still in its growing stages. And it's like, yeah, it's the oldest crypto, but really crypto hasn't been around very long.
So
it's all just this new thing that nobody really understands. And what people get hung up on is like, okay, well, Bitcoin, I can't transfer $100,000 because I don't have that much. So why am I going to buy a Bitcoin? You don't buy a Bitcoin, you buy Satoshis, and so like you can exchange Satoshis.
Mm-hmm.
One of it'll be $100 million per Bitcoin when one Satoshi is $1.
Yeah. So the reason
1,200.
Bitcoin's a riskier asset is there's mainly two reasons. One, we don't actually know who invented it, and then so there's the question. That's why it's
But
questionable
what
to
about it
begin
being
with.
open source? Was that?
Yeah, it's open source, so like there's that, but so it's not really very manipulable. But there's because it relies on technology is why it's a more risky asset than gold. Like
True, yeah.
if we have a solar flare that wipes out all technology on Earth, then
Right.
all that data is erased.
Right.
Everyone's Bitcoin goes poof. I mean, gold is not going to disappear off the face of the Earth
Right. You can still
before we
melt
do.
it down and make a ring out of it. Yeah, for sure. And so gold will always be harder in that sense, for sure.
That's the one reason it's more valuable than gold, but it's always going to be more risky than gold for that reason.
Yeah, I see that for sure.
So, and then there's the up and coming AI. Like, if we had AI plugged into quantum computers, we already know that you can break into the Pentagon with a quantum computer. What's to stop it from, printing Bitcoin at some point? I mean, there's that fine line of if technology gets too advanced, then Bitcoin will become rendered useless. Like if there's a more efficient version of Bitcoin created, or it becomes hackable.
Right, but basically all that Bitcoin has to do to change that, like if it becomes hackable, you just have to have a longer password.
Yeah.
Instead of a 12-word thing, they've changed it in the past 10 years. They've changed it from 12 to 24 words, and that's made it stronger. And then they added a 25th word to where you can make your own word, so it's just a password on top of your big password. And then so that all that they have to do is add more words to it to make it exponentially. Like right now with regular computers, they say it's, like, I don't know, 100 billion years to hack it or something like that.
Well, yeah, that's what they said about the Pentagon thing too, though. And the reason the quantum computer was able to do it is because of the way quantum computers work. They aren't guessing which one it isn't. It's
they're working multiple angles
they kind
at the
of
same time.
It's weird to think about, but quantum computers kind of manifest the answer.
Right.
They don't compute the answer. It's kind of a terrifying thing on how quantum computers
AI
work.
It's pretty scary.
So it's Bitcoin's valuable in the sense that we're in a time frame where there's nothing more technologically advanced than the code of a Bitcoin as far as security wise.
Right.
And there's also nothing more valuable than Bitcoin as far as you can't have more or less of it.
Right.
So while we're in that time frame, Bitcoin will reign supreme, and so. But I also feel that at some point we will evolve past Bitcoin someday. It's going to reach $1 million before we get there. I'm pretty sure.
Right.
I would definitely. It's a risky asset, but I would bet that it will be $1 million.
Yeah, it could be like a thing that is just this ancient thing that nobody uses, and you got some Bitcoin, cool, and it's just kind of a collector's item at some point where it's just like an antique roadshow type deal. But
yeah.
So what if all the lights go out and the sun says no more electricity?
Yeah. Have you seen that meme of man creates AI becomes God. Man worships God, the AI God, and then the AI God enslaves man. And then the sun destroys the AI God with a solar flare. and then man worships the sun again, and the cycle repeats. I mean, the Macedonian or Babylonian is the oldest written text that we have on Earth, and it's 10,000 years old, and humanity's 300,000 years old. Could have happened already. Maybe we already did invent
right?
some form of AI.
Yeah, I would be all right with back to the barter system.
I think
dark.
at least in America, there will definitely be a time frame where we have to make that transition, where we'll be on the barter system until we all agree on what the new one is. And also, when that fall happens, that's going to be your opportunity for, your Red Dawn scenario will happen, and it probably simultaneously with the collapse of the dollar. The collapse of the dollar will be the collapse of the government.
Right. Well, they're trying to dive right into Bitcoin so that the dollar won't be their demise, but they've also just kind of
it's a transition period where the wealthy are running away from bonds and stocks, and they're running quietly. They're quietly buying up Bitcoin. They're doing it slowly, intentionally, so that people aren't noticing.
Right.
And they've been doing it since COVID.
Yeah, apparently, like the U.S. just came out with how much Bitcoin they have, and it was they were talking about it being 200,000 Bitcoin, but then they looked and it's like only 80,000. So they Biden sold it all.
Yep.
And that was all just stuff they stole from people from owning Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And they're like, "You're bad. You're going to jail for 20 years."
And confiscated Bitcoin from felons. Whether you think Bitcoin is superior or gold is superior, we're in a transition period.
Yeah.
And, less than 20% of people in the world, I think it's less than 15 actually, I don't know exactly anymore, but own Bitcoin or gold. So,
right.
And so one or the other needs, like if you want to have a future for next generations after the fall of the American Empire, you're going to want one or the other, if not both.
Right. I've got a little 1/10 ounce coin because Dad gave us. Sweet. With like $300.
Tenth of an ounce. Yeah, it should be worth $360 right now. Give or take.
They actually go for a little more because they're coins instead of the full weight price, but a little bit more.
Because they're stamped.
Yeah. Yeah, I got some inheritance money but it's in cash. I hate it. This is dwindling. So
Scary thing is that
it's going to be a big boom, I think, for the next few months because they're going to be like, playing it up and being like, "Oh, look how good we're doing, and everything's all perfect," and they're like, "Whoops, it really wasn't. We were just messing with you." And that's when it's going to be a big crash again.
Yeah, I think they're building it up intentionally right now. Because like our last crash that happened during COVID, like interest rates went down to 3%. Like back when baby boomers were buying house, interest rates, the normal and a low interest rate was 17%.
Oh wow.
Once that interest rate hits zero, that means the government has no way of getting money back out of the people. That means that the dollar will collapse when there is a 0% interest rate across the board.
Didn't they have negative interest rates in different countries though when that was happening, when we were at 3%?
Possibly, but
I heard that for a short time.
I'm sure those governments collapsed when that happened because there's no way if the government's handing out money to people.
Country, it was like Russia or something, or China even. I think, I don't know what it was. It was for a short time that they were. Yeah, it was a negative interest rate where the longer you take to pay it off, the less you got to pay.
I think
it would take a little longer than it just happening, but yeah.
The only way that would happen is that would happen to keep people from
Right.
going rabid, so to speak.
I think that's why.
It's basically to fend off the getting feathered and tarred scenario is when they do. That's when you see negative interest rates.
We got that sun right on us right now. We got beautiful lighting.
So we got a nice hat.
Yeah, nice little eye blockers so they can't see us in the camera.
Yeah. Don't look them in the eye.
Yeah. Bitcoin's my little escape from the dollar bill, but I only hold it enough to use in the regular society. If society breaks down, I'm grabbing my backpack and I'm going.
Yeah. I think,
and it's like I'm stuck in the whole like current era of how things work, and I watch TV and I sit around and don't do nothing. So I kind of need that kick in the ass or something to just be like, oh, you better do something or you're not gonna eat today. What do you think real estate's gonna be doing?
that's a big question.
Yeah.
So, real estate is right now it's starting to turn the other way where people are having to lower prices. I think prices will drop by about 30-ish%.
You think that much, huh?
Yeah, housing prices will drop before they start going back up again. I think we'll see it. I mean, it'll be per area, of course.
Right.
But like,
as one of the lows, yeah.
Yeah, the low would probably be 30. So between like 15 to 30% drop across the board.
Right.
In housing prices. That's assuming our next big, recession collapse, our government weasels its way out of it again. Then, yeah, that's probably about where the line will be.
But
30% is huge in a housing market. Like,
right,
that's one of those things that never drop.
Right. That's why I'm like, whoa, that sounds big. But it is also way overinflated right now, so it's the rentals are having to go down, and apparently Trump changed something with that. I don't know what that was, but
yeah, Trump's big beautiful bill had all kinds of stuff in there.
Yeah.
I have no idea what all's in there. I'm sure it's 50
big and beautiful.
59% bad and 40% good.
Right.
It's usually how it goes. Once you get 10 presidents in a row, it's 100% bad.
Yeah. Well, we're there.
Yeah.
Trifold.
I mean, how many presidents have we had since Nixon? Because that's the real question.
Right, that's when it really kicked off.
That's when we kicked off the gold standard.
I guess we're not quite at 10 yet, are we?
I don't know.
It was Nixon, then
Bush.
No.
Somewhere in there. I don't remember who was between the... You can tell I'm a millennial.
Yeah. Name your presidents. Nah.
Nope. Failed that part of history. Roman Empire is more important than American history.
Right, yeah. Maybe.
We got 2 Bushes. And
I feel like there was a big bald guy in between that, though.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Carter or something.
Yeah. No, was Carter after Nixon?
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll have to look at that, I guess.
Let's edit that part out of us looking stupid trying to name presidents.
Oh, I'm going to put that in there. That's going to be the gold of the show.
That's how you know we're working class, right?
Right. I'm too busy working. I got time to see who's president.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess the question is, what are you betting on?
I'm betting on Bitcoin. Yeah, if you had $1,000 to invest or something that you wanted to be worth more or at least hold its value, what would you do with it?
I think I go 50-50 on gold and Bitcoin.
Yeah. Mine would be, with $1,000, that's probably where I'd be. Probably more on Bitcoin just because it's easier to get. And $500 in gold is so tiny, and you're just like, oh man, it's a little tiny. Anyways, whatever you do, as long as you're building towards your freedom, you'll be good.
Yeah.
So keep building towards your freedom.
Acquire assets, not liabilities.
Yeah.
If your greatest asset is your back that's going to give out on you because you're working a blue collar job, then it's time to find more assets, whether it's gold, Bitcoin, or
Yeah.
whatever you think is best.
Yeah, that asset is breaking. But yep, that's all I got.
Yeah,
See
that's
you
the
next time.
wrap.
That's wrap.
I'll turn this off anyway. Push the button, right?
What are these,
Yeah.
cowbells?
Am I doing it right?
Needs more cowbell.
More cowbell.
Needs more cowbell.